used to love Brene Brown. Don't judge me.
When she was a progressive.
But I used to love Brene Brown, and I was listening to you talking with Alisa Childers. I think it was Auntie Alisa about Brene Brown and how she pops up everywhere and things like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just really realized just how not straight on Brene Brown is, but the messaging that comes across in people like Brene Brown, or I haven't read Jen Hatmaker, but the idea of like there's an inner goddess inside of you. There's something more inside of you if you just keep going. And
but it's an interesting comment and observation, Allie, that inside of us lies both the problem and the solution. And I had never really thought about it quite that way. That's a very powerful insight and way of stating it. I think that's extremely helpful.
Yeah. Well, it's so like let me define my terms first. I know that we all like defining our terms.
Yes.
The new age. And when I say the new age, that can be like a very broad umbrella term. And there are different parts of it, but I talk about it in my book and define it specifically what I exactly mean by it. But there are different forms of the new age. But all this kind of Eastern mysticism, even forms of personality tests like the Enneagram, they all start with that premise that there is something to be discovered deep down inside you. There is a diamond in the rough that was there perfectly, maybe in a previous life even, depending on how mystic you want to get, or was there when you were born. But as soon as you were born, it got corrupted by all of these things, kind of like what we already said. It could be the patriarchy, it could be capitalism, it could be societal expectations, it could be your parents, oppression, whatever it is. And what you need to do, what these kind of teachers, self-empowerment teachers tell you to do, which they don't say that they ascribe to the new age, but this is, ancient Eastern mysticism.
They call them ancient paths. Sometimes they'll say ancient paths.
Yes, it's this kind of Gnosticism, which means special knowledge. Yeah. You're going to find this special knowledge, this hidden knowledge, if you dig deep inside yourself. And part of the message that we hear in that encouragement is that you are enough. You just need to dig deep inside of yourself to try to realize that. And then once you manifest that enoughness, once you really manifest that love for yourself and you kind of even name and claim the things that you want, you'll have healthier relationships. You will have the confidence to get the job, to get the raise, to start the business, to buy that car, to accept yourself the way that you are. And whatever you have to give up or put off to the side in that journey to find that beautiful inner goddess that is waiting to come out, whether it's that toxic husband that you're with or that toxic friendship or those kids that are, taking up way too much of your time, everything is worth giving up and worth sacrificing on the altar of self-discovery and self-fulfillment. That is part of the New Age. It's been a part of the New Age for a very long time, but now it's Eastern mysticism meets Western entrepreneurship, capitalistic social media endeavors, and you get people like Brene Brown, like you get these social media influencers who are giving us a contradictory message, who are saying, yes, you're enough as you are, but you need me in my book to convince you of that. You need me in my book, my 10-step program, to show you exactly how to be enough. See, if you were enough as you were, you wouldn't need all of these Instagram influencers and these self-empowerment gurus to tell you that. And so the reality is they know, we're not enough. The only difference is that you are now going to Glennon Doyle to tell you that you're enough, rather than going to the God who made you to tell you who you are. Both of those things that we're searching for our sufficiency somewhere proves that we know that we're not enough. And so it really is the opposite message than what we get from Christianity, this kind of self-empowerment, New Age stuff. It's that the solution is inside of you. The problems are somewhere out there. They're outside of you. And they're also like your insecurity or problems inside of you. But Christianity says the problem is you. The problem is you. And the solution is outside of you. The solution is God himself. And I think that's when you think about how much more freeing that is, like it takes the pressure off of you. If I don't have to be my own solution, if I don't have to be my own salvation, if I don't have to be my own sanctification, if I don't have to be my own God, I don't have to determine my own truth. I don't have to be perfect the way I am. I don't have to, my confidence doesn't have to depend on whether or not I've decided to accept the cellulite in my thighs that day. If I can be free of being my own arbiter of truth and my own source of confidence and empowerment, wow, like, isn't that much more freeing and much more liberating than the idea that I have to have a certain amount of self-love and self-care and self-empowerment to finally be happy? And so I think that's why so many young women, they follow this stuff and it helps them for a little bit. It does. Like, I know people who followed Rachel Hollis, they lost weight. They did start the business. Their life did seem to get better. And then after a few months or after a few years, it's like, wait, I thought I found my inner self. I thought I unleashed my inner goddess. Why am I miserable? Why are my relationships terrible? Why don't I have that confidence anymore? Yeah, because it's fleeting. It's fleeting. It's like drinking a Diet Coke when you're thirsty. It tastes really good, but you're going to need water at some point. And thankfully, that's what Jesus is. He is the living water. So everything that you are trying and failing to find in other things, failing to find inside yourself, you can find eternally in Christ. And that's the good news.
Oh, you're getting 2 fans.
Girl, I'm just gonna shake my head. There ain't nothing more. There's nothing more to say. I don't really know. I feel like, good night, everybody.